بكم في مطار حمد الدولي. Welcome to Hamad International Airport.
This is Doha, the capital of the state of Qatar, a newly developed city, but with an eye-catching speed. It receives you with a smile and with the Arabian hospitality spirit within an atmosphere of comfortable and influential prosperity. Those who have made Doha as one of their touristic tour destinations around the world must be lucky. They are the only ones who have experienced the essence of this city beating with color, sound, and motion. Some cities have been designed in a manner as though to be surrounded by central stage. Doha is no different than any other city and capital in the world. It feels nostalgic on its heart. Souk Waqif, a market that expresses in harmony and streamlining of a nearby future. Still, the longing to it is warm and deep. Here, the shops, cafes, the faces of the smiling handicrafts are spread all over the place in different parts of the market. So they would attract the passion of the heart as though there were an irresistible gravity. At the beginning, the Qatari community was able to cope with the desert. Then, it took the reins in its hand and forced the desert to cope with it and its requirements. The first of which is transforming those interconnected sand dunes of a seashore into a prairie for amateurs and their adventures. Then, discovering the shiver of surprise and moments of renewed suspense with every turn and slope. From behind these wavy sand, the sunset glows. It is the Sea Line Beach Resort. This is another day to explore the city. What took place in this small state in size during the last 2 decades proves that there is nothing called impossible as long as there exists a man who can make himself a path that leads him to a proper place anywhere under the sun's rays. This is what the Qataris have presented as an evident and a bright example. A city filled with movement and vitality, as modernity mingles with originality in an accord that is not hidden from those who have nurtured with the ambience of history and tasted the sweetness of its present. The Islamic Art Museum, the pearl of Doha and the joint of the necklace in its modern scene and spiritual core. In the yard of this museum, there are antiquities that, despite their stillness, speak in a manner that bewilders the eyes in deciphering their codes and secrets. They speak of the skill of their makers. It is a unique moment when an eye looks for the secret of the skillful fingertips that have left some of their scent on these eternal antiquities. Doha is located on the coast of the Arabian Gulf. Therefore, the sea has always been a destination for whoever is seeking a moment of tranquility and serenity. As long as the eyes can see, the coastal road extends as new contours in the march of comprehensive development appear before the eyes in an attempt to consolidate progress and civilization. There is no harm in strolling in the markets as the sellers and skilled men with their beautiful coaches have occupied areas in the alleys and quarters filled with the new and the old beauty. And on the silent chairs, there are different types of stories of skilled men waiting for the season of competitions to transform these seating areas into a carnival of excitement and enthusiasm. Qtar National Museum. It is the voice of a nation that is in progress and one that expresses its own progress in different forms of proofs. It contains historic pieces and artifacts that interact with the contemporary influences to build a dialogue on the impact of change in societies. The innovative display of technologies, a gallery to put into exhibit the artifacts, pictures, and sculptures. Whole walls would turn into movie screens. Sheikh Faisal bin Qasim Al Thani Museum. As the stone pillars rise high and disperse to give way to memories, there is no fence to surround the past. We can recall and remember it well through collections dispersed in the squares that have gathered all details of life filled with courage, work, and hope. Here, the near past sneaks to our conscience and becomes a guest of our memory that would not easily move out. Here, silent messages filled with creativity pass and prove to us that creativity lies in something else that makes the works of the gifted people live longer than their true lives. Here, the mission of creativity appears, mixing a sense of excellence that touches the hearts of viewers before touching their eyes. It is a mission that cannot relinquish by the passage of time. Doha's night is open on light and joy. With the nightfall, the methods of entertainment and joy diversify. Having a taste of tranquility and serenity becomes a joy. Pearl Island incarnates the state of Qatar, as the Riviera atmosphere releases a breathtaking and magical rug on the warm waters of the Gulf. An island that has been rediscovered to become one of the fastest growing economies, an investment project in a beauty-filled location, a magical point where there are different cultures, languages, and races, an island that has become the destination of those who wish to see beauty and good taste become apparent in one spot. The waters pierce through buildings and surround them with shyness and silence, and leave the joints, some, their arteries, and the water that is filled with the smell of adventure and the taste of exploration. Hunting the Equestrian Club awakens within the visitor its excitement for competition and the proof of oneself. Activities and successes have been achieved on the land of this track that has sponsored sports practiced by fathers and forefathers, horse racing. Activities and successes have been achieved on the land of this track that has sponsored sports practiced by fathers and forefathers, horse racing. Dig deep in the ground, then they spread the scent of a history ornamented by championship, adventures, and spectrum of pioneer adventurers. Then, after having some rest at the evening, the second day, we come back to enjoy the camel race. They seem like boats rushing and passing the channels surrounded by the knotty wild grass. Al-Zabara Fort, it was set up in Al-Zabara city to become a component of the city and one that relates the past of Qatar to its renewed civilization continuously. With the advent of a new morning, it is a beautiful thing to see the city from the roof of the touristic bus. It is an intimate view on the high edifices and commercial and residential towers and the well-designed constructions. All these are live testimonies of the civilization of the place. These metal sculptures are the ones that draw the boundaries of the city with the space. They are also the ones that dig the roots deep into the ground to raise their levels high towards the heavens. La Goya presents its visitors a comprehensive shopping experience distinct with elegance, modernity, uniqueness, high class, providing them with all means of comfort within a highly luxurious and modern interior design. Here, lights mingle with water and air in a rich experience for the shoppers, a result of the exciting modern life. Aspire Garden, a destination of both youngsters and adults, a type of public parks that is distinct with high-class feelings, as metal and stone have been put into service to become a prairie for travelers and departing. Here, a visitor can enjoy comfort and finds himself set to freeze joyous moments that he sips over and over again with the tranquility of the night. The last day has arrived. It is a must to bid this magical city farewell. The farewell should be worthy of it from this towering height and this magical overview. It brings joy to have refreshments and sink into contemplation as what is awaited for is exciting and interesting more than ever. This place has its own privacy that is derived from those who planned and designed the spot they have been keen to provide with serenity and isolation. It brings joy to recall the moments that were not and won't be forgotten for a long time. The moment of departure has arrived. The traveler has added an image and an eternal reminder in his heart. It is one of the most precious possessions. The march of life cannot be measured by the passing of years. As some actions are the best calendars, the memory of this visit will remain as the most important one in the journals of those who conducted it and whispered while leaving. Not a goodbye, rather, so long.